Ladies and gentlemen, hope you didn't hear that really bad noise of the mic crank. But no big deal, because we are live. Welcome back to Dalescenter, coming to you live from the heart of America. I'm your host, Dale Tanhart, the greatest NASCAR bettor in the history of the universe. And it is a joyous weekend if you are a motorsports bettor, a degenerate motorsports bettor. It doesn't matter if you like NASCAR, SRX, IndyCar, Formula One. You have it all this weekend. And I really think it is the first time ever you can parlay 6 different motorsports events together. Now, you have to do it like right now or within the next hour and a half, because SRX is going to be starting, I think, in an hour and a half with the heat races. So get them in as soon as you can. If you look at my Twitter account, I'm sure most of you have, if you're here on YouTube. And if you haven't, check it out, because I have 2 massive parlays that I'll talk about later towards the end of the show. But the main focus here to start out with SRX is to get you my SRX betting card. There's a lot on the line. This episode is going to be a little bit different because there's so much to talk about. We're talking about every motorsports betting lines you can think of except for Netflix, aka Formula One. That is the Netflix Racing Club. We won't be talking about that, but we will be talking about all real motorsports on this program: NASCAR, IndyCar, and SRX. So getting right into it, you see the lines on the bottom of your screen. Welcome back, everybody. Back to the program. Good to see you guys once again. We're going to talk SRX lines. As you see, Ryan Newman is a favorite, plus 260. These lines are courtesy of Caesars Sportsbook. I know we haven't had a lot of consistency around SRX at this point, or to this point. They're coming off the board for practice, then they come back on the board, and then an example of a fuck-up right here, Louisiana, Caesars does not have SRX. And they did last week, and I don't understand why. Crazy. But we've seen some issues because it is newer on the sports books. It was on the sports books last year, but not as prevalent as we've seen already in 2023. Kind of all over the fucking place, right? And we're still seeing that with IndyCar as well, unfortunately. I got Roto Doc waiting to talk IndyCar bets for the Hy-Vee Iowa weekend. Hy-Vee Iowa race weekend is a super fun time. I hope that place will be packed out like it was last year. I was there. The garage guys were there. It was a hell of a time. Hell of a race weekend, and I think it'll be the same way this year. And it's good to see IndyCar back on an oval. I feel like it's been forever since we've been on an oval. I think it's actually been since the Indianapolis 500 that we have been on an oval in the NTT IndyCar Series. We'll get into that. But first, we're talking SRX odds. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the chat. You're welcome to type out a parlay at any time during this episode, because that is the theme here, to get your 6-legger. If you miss out on SRX, that's fine. You can do a 5-legger parlay with 5 different motorsports series this weekend, which is super rare to have that opportunity, as we've been talking about. With SRX being a 6-legger is fucking impossible. Never seen it before. 5-leggers, also rare. So get those in. You got time. You got till tomorrow, Saturday morning, to get those in. So Newman is a favorite, and then Ryan Preece at plus 300. I don't know if these lines have moved. I'm going to keep refreshing my Caesars here on my desktop just to make sure we're keeping up. And I'm actually on Louisiana here. I got to switch. Got to switch to the Tennessee Sportsbook. Select location, Tennessee. Making sure these lines have not moved too badly. Now, okay, hold on a second. Let me make sure this is right. Now Ryan Preece is the favorite. You might as well look at you look on your screen right now. You see those lines? If you could just reach out, grab your desktop monitor, and just throw them in the trash. Throw it all in the trash can. It's all moved. Ryan Preece is a plus 210 favorite now. Ryan Newman a plus 250 favorite. Suarez at plus 450. I think that's the same as it was about 20 minutes ago. Brad Kay, Tony Stewart at the 5-1 range. Greg Biffle, 15-1. He was 14-1. I think Bobby Labonte was 15-1. Now he's 20-1. And then everybody else: Ken Schrader, Haley Deegan, Marco Andretti, Tony Kanaan, Kenny Wallace, and Paul Tracy. I'll just go ahead and tell you what I have right now. There's a matchup, and I can't believe it hasn't moved because I did hammer it through the Tennessee Sportsbook app. No questions asked there. Tennessee does have SRX racing if you are in Tennessee. You can bet on it on Caesars Sportsbook. I think it's also on Bet365 and Bovada if you want to go that route. I got 3 units on Tony Stewart plus 120 to beat Brad Keselowski. I was kind of higher on Brad last week, and I'm not saying I'm like super low on Brad, which he did kind of struggle. He finished 6th, 7th. Never really was a factor. Wasn't great at passing. Was trying to figure the car out. I took Tony Stewart, who's competing for another championship in this series, who had the rare token electrical problem that we've seen in the SRX series since its inception in 2021. Really have not seen a lot of electrical, mechanical problems in this series, and it happened to Tony Stewart last week. Probably would have got a top 5 if he had not had that issue. I'm taking Tony Stewart, who the books are fading hard in this matchup. Brad K is a minus 155 favorite. Tony Stewart has more experience in this race car than anybody in this field. Give me Tony Stewart, who's competing for a championship, knows how to get around in this race car, has raced plenty of times at this racetrack. I want Tony Stewart in this head-to-head matchup against Brad K. Fantastic racer, we know this, Cup champion, Hall of Famer. Only his second race in this race car. Give me Tony Stewart plus money. That's the max play right here. 3 units on Tony Stewart I have put, and I don't know how, because I got plus 120, and it has moved in the opposite direction. I don't know. I'm pretty spooked by some of the activity I've seen. I don't know why you would hammer a Brad K bet at minus 150 here. I don't understand it. Maybe some people didn't watch the race last week, and they saw that Tony finished last, not knowing that it was because of a mechanical issue, like a fuel pressure issue last Thursday night. Give me Tony Stewart right there. That is the max play of the night and probably the max play of the weekend. I'm riding Tony Stewart over Brad Keselowski. I'm also riding for a unit and a half Marco Andretti over Bobby Labonte, minus 115. Marco has been good in this series. I know Bobby won a race last year, but Marco consistently has been better than Bobby Labonte. And I like the youth factor. Look, Marco is pushing 40. Bobby Labonte is like 84 years old. And when I say 84, I think he's actually like 52 or 53, maybe late 50s. I don't know his exact age, but I want to go with the youth factor here. Marco's the defending champion of this series. Now this line is minus 120. I would still bet it for a unit and a half, even at this price. So I like Marco Andretti in a head-to-head matchup over Bobby Labonte. And then I took the parlay on these 2 matchups as well. I got Tony Stewart over Brad, Marco over Bobby, parlayed together. A unit on this would net 3.1 units, I think is what I put. I may have put a unit and a half. If you want to see my full unit allocations, I think in about an hour, I'll say 45 minutes, I'm going to post them in the Garage Guys Discord. There's a link below in the YouTube description to join the Garage Guys Discord, and you'll see my unit allocations in the SRX betting channel. So keep an eye on that. And I've got 3 outrights, right? We've talked the matchups. Got matchups here on Caesars. I took 3 outrights. I'm on Newman. I'm on Priest. Big money plays. Big money plays. I got 1.75 units on Ryan Newman, who I grabbed at plus 260. And then I grabbed Ryan Priest at plus 300 for 1.25 units, a.k.a. Look, I used to not talk about what my unit was. My unit's $100. All right, so I got $125 on Ryan Priest to win this motherfucker tonight, and I got $175 on Newman to win this race. That's how confident I feel. I've felt confident about this for a couple days now. Just missed the boat on getting a better price on either of them. I think you could have got Priest at plus 400, plus 450 at one point. Not there anymore. I know people that have got Priest at plus 900 in the Garage Guys Discord. Why does it say chat disconnected? I've never seen that. Okay, we're good. I've never seen the chat get disconnected. It said it was disconnected for a second. That's weird. We're fine. Dolan, thank you for the shout out. It's been a minute. My suits have all been at the cleaners since like a couple days before the 4th of July. Welcome back, Dale Earnhardt Ty. This is how it's done right here, and it's like I said, a joyous weekend to be a motorsports degenerate bettor, because you have all these different series you can bet on and you can combine them. Had to look fancy as fuck for this occasion. So that's my SRX plays. One more time, I'm on Newman, Priest outright, and then I'm on the matchups of Tony Stewart over Brad Keselowski and Marco Andretti over Bobby Labonte, all on Caesar Sportsbook. And I actually left out one play that I'm on. I bet on Greg Biffle outright at 14-1. Not really any rhyme or reason behind it, honestly. Greg Biffle was a great short track racer back in the day and similar series or race cars to what we're driving tonight in this race. He is an SRX winner, but it's just my one underdog that I like. There's really nothing statistical that I really like about this play. I just wanted an underdog, and I like Greg Biffle. How about that? Put a half unit on it, $50. So I'm going heavy. I'm going deep tonight in SRX. I feel very confident about it. And if you want to see the exact unit allocations one more time, link in the YouTube description below to join the Garage Guys Discord, and I will have the unit allocations posted in 40 minutes. So that's my SRX plays. We're going to move on now to IndyCar. Like I said, I got RotoDoc waiting. RotoDoc, if you're here, I'm going to send you this link here. Go ahead and set up in the waiting room. Before we get you on, I'm going to talk about the odds that are available on Caesars Sportsbook. It's been a pain in the ass trying to get IndyCar odds anywhere all week, which is ridiculous because this is a very hyped event, right? This is a very hyped event. Wow, hold on. I just read something on Twitter. Hold on. Stop. Time out. NASCAR, I just read this. Adam Stern, bomb. NASCAR has a substantial announcement coming soon related to console video games. Dude. First thing that comes to my mind, EA Sports. What if we get EA Sports back? I would shit my pants. I'll say it. Fine. We're trying to ease up on the cussing a little bit. No. I'd shit myself if EA Sports came back to NASCAR. That's the first thing I think of, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be overblown. Anyway, let me get Nick Giffen in here, a.k.a. the Roto Doc. Get him a link here just in a second. You see the lines on the bottom of your screen for Race 1 of the Hy-Vee Iowa race weekend. Remember, this is a doubleheader. You have Race 1, and then you have Race 2 that they do. I can't remember how they set the lineup, but I think they do like an alternate of like the top 10 finishers and then everybody else. I think that's how they do it, but it's a really, really fun race weekend, and I will be watching. And as I said at the beginning of the program, first oval race for the IndyCar Series since the Indianapolis 500. RotoDoc, your link has been sent. Get you out of the waiting room and into the live program here on Dalescenter. Joseph Newgarden is a heavy favorite. Joseph Newgarden is the Pied Piper of oval racing in the IndyCar Series, and now he is even more dangerous now that he has finally conquered the Indianapolis 500. He's won at Texas. He's won the Indy 500. He's won at Iowa several times, including last year in race number 2, and might have won race 1 if he hadn't broke a suspension or something. Can't remember exactly what happened, but he DNF'd, and he shouldn't have. So Joseph Newgarden is a favorite. Pato Award right behind him. Probably consistently the next best oval racer in the sport. And then you kind of have everybody else, right? I don't really know where to go from here because I don't want to bet on Newgarden plus 260 or plus 300. And I don't want to bet on Pato plus 350, plus 400. I feel like that's a little too juicy for me to take at this moment, at this period of time. But that's why we bring RotoDoc in, because he has been one of the best IndyCar bettors in the entire motorsports industry. And that is why he is on Dalescenter. It is time to bring him in. Once again, back on the program. Second week in a row after quite the hiatus. Good friend of the program. It is RotoDoc. My man, how we doing? I know it's been stressful waiting on IndyCar odds, but we have them now. What do you think?
Yeah, rightly brutal because books have priced down Joseph and Pato, as they should. They're the two clear best oval racers in IndyCar, especially at the shorter, flatter, not necessarily flatter, but the shorter tracks. Look at Gateway, look at Iowa. It's basically been Joseph and Pato with a couple other guys sprinkled in here and there, but by and large, they dominate these races. Overall, Team Penske really strong at the shorter ovals as well. If you remember last year, Scott McLaughlin finished third at Gateway. Will Power finished second and third at Iowa. So, a lot of Team Penske, even with if Newgarden somehow happens to have an issue out of the picture, Team Penske right there. But of course, Pato Award has to be the second favorite. So, I did bite at Joseph Newgarden at 3-1. I bid at him at 3-1. I don't know if I'd play him at plus 250. It's like
now it's plus 230.
The only reason I played him at 3-1, reason I played him at 3-1 was at Westgate, the biggest sports book in the U.S., maybe in the world. I don't know. I've never been to a European sports book and what their handle is and how lines move there. But at the biggest sports book in the U.S., both in terms of like the importance and just the awesomeness, because I go there and it's just amazing. Joseph Newgarden opened plus 275, got bet down to plus 250 pretty damn quickly. And to me, that said, okay, maybe not sharp money, but at least money's coming in on Newgarden. And so then to see him open 3-1 at Caesars, I hit it right away. And right after I bet him, he moved to 275 at Caesars. So don't know if I bet him at 250 or 230, but I was willing to bite at 3 simply because of what I saw at Westgate.
I think that's fair, and I didn't even include the fact that he won Gateway last year too, right? So Joseph Newgarden is a juggernaut on the ovals. Pato Award right there with him, as we both have kind of reiterated. What else do you got? What else sticks out to you, whether it's from Westgate or on Caesars, before we get into some actual track time?
Oh, yeah. Dude, for me, Will Power, look at this Group E on Caesars. We have Will Power plus 325 against Alex Palou, Scotty Mack, his teammate, and Scott Dixon. Well, guess who won this group in both races last year? Will Power. So that was both Iowa races last year in 2022. In 2021, they didn't race at Iowa. I think there was like a COVID outbreak or something and didn't end up on the schedule for Iowa. 2020, though, they had the doubleheader. And in the second race of that doubleheader, he finished second behind teammate Joseph Newgarden. Well, Newgarden's not in this group, so Power would have won this group again. So the last 3 times they've raced at Iowa, Power would have won this group. And he's the longest odds in this group. So plus 325, Will Power really stands out to me in Group E at Caesars. And then I got one other bet. Got a very long shot for you.
Let's hear it.
We're going to go with Ryan Hunter-Reay. 100-1 to win this race. And Ryan Hunter-Reay is a 3-time winner at Iowa. He won 3 out of 4 years at one point when he was with Andretti Autosport. Well, IndyCar last month had a test at Iowa Speedway. 20 of the cars participated. Ironically, none of the Team Penske cars participated, which is kind of interesting if it gives the other teams a chance to maybe catch up if they find something. But at that Iowa test, Ryan Hunter-Reay posted the second fastest time among 20 cars, and there's going to be 28 cars in this race. So that was most of the field testing there. Second fastest time, 3-time Iowa winner. 100-1, little sprinkle.
Wow. 75-1 on Caesar Sportsbook. Definitely keep an eye on that. Who was fastest in that test session, by the way, without Penske?
0.3 faster than Ryan Newman, which is pretty fast at a tiny track, an 18.5-second lap. 0.3 faster than Ryan Hunter-Reay for first place was Colton Herta.
Ah, interesting. Colton Herta right now.
Yeah.
You can grab at 10-1 over on Caesar Sportsbook. It's been kind of an up and down year for Colton Herta. As I said, I don't really know how to look at this race, right? And now you throw in the fact that they tested here. Ryan Hunter-Reay, I mean, that might be something I sprinkle, even at 75-1. What would you bet that down to?
Yeah, I'd probably like 60, 66-1, somewhere in there. Seems to be, I think, reasonable. You could also, if it gets too short, you could bet his top 5 odds. I'm looking at Caesars right now, 8.5-1 for a top 5 finish. Remember, he's in the Ed Carpenter racing car now, not in the Dry Reinbold like he raced the Indy 500. And Ed Carpenter Racing, their team mostly specializes in ovals. So, Rinus VeeKay finished, I think, 5th in one of these races last year. So it's certainly not unheard of for the Ed Carpenter Racing cars to post a solid finish, a top 5 finish. And you get one of the best Iowa drivers of all time, second fastest test time, Ed Carpenter Racing oval. I think Ryan Hunter-Reay for a top 5 might be worth it as well. And speaking of top 5s, just to kind of cap this off, Pato Award is showing both top 3 and top 5 value based off of his history at ovals. Overall, he's finished inside the top 3 in 9 of his 15 oval starts, with Arrow McLaren. Sorry, in top 3, I should say, 9 of 15. That's better than 50%. He's even money for a top 3.
Wow, love that. Yeah, I definitely bet on Pato in this race last year. I remember. I had Newgarden in the second one. I don't remember who I had the first one, but my second one was a good race. All right, look, this is the theme of this program. It's parlay season. RotoDoc, I got to know, do you have any crazy parlays with the opportunity at hand to be a degenerate and have 5-6 legs of a motorsports weekend parlay? I need to know. Do you have anything?
I wish I could add Ryan Preece to this, but I don't have the SRX odds available. But I do. I have a 5-legger without SRX.
That's good enough. Let's hear it.
We're going to take that willpower Group E. For Formula One, we're going to go with Fernando Alonso to finish on the podium at even money.
Okay.
And I have another parlay where instead of Alonso on the podium, I have Charles Leclerc on the podium at 3-1.
Give me your favorite. Favorite one.
Exact same. My favorite is the Alonso one.
Okay.
So
let's hear it. That's your first leg.
Alonso one. So power group, Alonso podium, Nick Sanchez top 5 in trucks. I think we're on the same page on that one.
Yep.
Sheldon Creed over Corey Heim. Heim is in that Sam Hunt car, not a JGR car or anything like that. And then Tyler Reddick top Toyota 5-1. I love Reddick top Toyota this week.
Wow. That's it. I talked about Reddick on the podcast. I like Reddick at 17-1, and I like him to. Excuse me. I like him to win the pole as well. Okay, good. Good to hear. 5-leg parlays. Remember, you can still get a nice, fun parlay in, even if you don't have SRX, like a lot of people don't. Join into the fun. Me, RotoDoc. Keep up with RotoDoc on Twitter, all his handles, everything he's got going on Action Network, and with the Running Hot podcast. RotoDoc, we appreciate you. I hope you have a very profitable weekend and hope we nail some of these IndyCar bets, my man.
It's going to be so fun. And, I'm excited for all the racing today. But have a great rest of the show, buddy.
Thanks, dude. That is RotoDoc, the man, the myth, the legend. One of the best IndyCar bettors in the industry. And, I mean, you talk about IndyCar. Like, he comes on here to talk IndyCar, but also very good at NASCAR, the NASCAR realm as well. And that's the Running Hot podcast that you can find on your favorite podcast platform. Our good friends over at Action Network as well. All right, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. So this edition is going to be different. Like I said, I haven't said this yet. No chase for the Cup. Garage Guy Chase is taking it easy on the Cup bets. He's got one Cup guy that he's betting on, and that's Kyle Larson. He got plus 750. He wanted me to tell you guys that. So no chase for the Cup on this episode, and I'm not doing a Dalescenter top plays in this episode either. Because for the same reason that Chase is kind of staying light, I want to stay pretty light on everything as well. But as we go through each series, as you see truck odds on the bottom of your screen, I'm going to tell you what I like. And trucks definitely has the most bets that I like before we actually hit some track time. I feel pretty uncertain about IndyCar. I feel pretty uncertain about Xfinity. And I have a couple Cup bets that I like. But there's a few things that stick out to me over on the truck series. Every book you can still find good prices, right? There's not any big crazy differences between Barstool and Caesars and MGM. You can get good prices on several of the guys that I like. The lines on the bottom of your screen are courtesy of Barstool Sportsbook, as always. And the favorite is Kyle Busch. You can get a better price at plus 150 over on Caesars Sportsbook, while he's plus 110 over here on Barstool. Ross Chastain is in this race as well at plus 800. Thought that was interesting. I thought he'd be a little bit higher or closer to Kyle Busch, like a 5-1, 6-1. So if you like Ross Chastain, won this race in 2019, driving for Nice Motorsports. Never know. Ross Chastain could be a contender, could be a factor. Does he have enough for the 51? We'll see. Kyle Busch Motorsports has won 6 of the last 7 truck races here at Pocono Raceway. They have absolutely dominated this with several different drivers, including Brandon Jones back in like 2020. I mean, they've had plenty of guys hop on a KBM truck and win. And Kyle Busch is trying to continue that and win Kyle Busch Motorsports' 200th career win in the Craftsman Truck Series. So I don't know where to go on Kyle Busch just yet. I'm always pretty fucking scared when he races, but I do see opportunity with him being in this race. You also have Austin Hill, who's a full-time Xfinity guy now. He's also in this truck race in the number 7 Spire truck. I think he finished 5th in this race last year, 6th in another one-off deal. He's back again. You know that truck's probably going to be pretty good as well. But a few guys that I'm eyeing right now, I want you to head over to BetMGM for this one bet, just one. Ben Rhodes, and his line has moved in the opposite direction here, right? He's gotten cheaper for us to get over on BetMGM, 50-1 for Ben Rhodes. Look, his Pocono resume is not the best. It's not the greatest. But over the last couple years, something that Ben Rhodes has lacked in this number 99 truck is winning speed on mile and a halves on bigger racetracks. Let's just simplify it. Big, high-speed racetracks, they have lacked speed. They went to Las Vegas and had a top 3 finish. They went to Charlotte and won that race. Ben Rhodes has been much, much faster on the mile and a halves, on the bigger racetracks, and Charlotte is a prime example of the speed that this truck has had compared to what it had last year and in prior years at similar style racetracks. I'm not going to sit here and say that I know for a fact Charlotte has amazing correlation to Pocono. But I know one thing, and that is that speed kills, right? High-speed racetracks, Ben Rhodes has been way fucking better than he was last year, and I'm going to simplify it to that. 50-1 is way too long for Ben Rhodes. You can grab 45-1 over on Barstool Sportsbook, but BetMGM has our best price right there. 50-1, just put a nickel on it. Ben Rhodes, I think, will have a top 5 run on Saturday, and that is enough to justify just putting a penny on Ben Rhodes at 50-1. To me, that is a crazy price for the Truck Series at Pocono. The CRC Brakleen 150, 50-1, 45-1, crazy. And this line is not going to get any longer, right? It's only going to get shorter if he qualifies in the top 15 or in the top 10. It's only going to get shorter, and I think there's a chance that Ben Rhodes comes out here and qualifies up in the top 5, and I think he's going to run in the top 5 all day long. Give me Ben Rhodes 50-1. And now we're going to head over to Caesars Sportsbook. We're going to head to Caesars, CRC Brakleen 150, Truck Series, Wake Up with Trucks, Truck Day in the USA, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I'm looking at Nick Sanchez. I'm looking at Nick Sanchez plus 250 for a top 5. I think if there's a max play of the weekend, I would bet Nick Sanchez top 5. Remember what I said a couple minutes ago. Kyle Busch Motorsports has dominated at Pocono over the years. Yeah, it's been with Toyota. Yeah, Kyle Busch has won a couple of those. But Kyle Busch Motorsports has what it takes to win at Pocono. They've proved it. And they proved that even in their switch to Chevrolet, they've still got the horses. And Nick Sanchez has showed us that he has the horses if he just doesn't make mistakes. And Nick Sanchez, for anybody that isn't aware, it is Rev Racing that he drives for. But that Rev Racing gets all their horsepower and their trucks as a Kyle Busch Motorsports affiliate. So you're basically looking at a guy that's driving a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck. He's qualified on the pole like 4 or 5 times this year. This kid is so fast. If he doesn't make a mistake, I think Nick Sanchez will be a contender to win this race. I like the top 5 at plus 250. And if you go over to Barstool Sportsbook, the best line that I have seen on Sanchez is 25-1. I would 100% bet that right now, right this second. 25-1 for Nick Sanchez to win is certainly worth a penny when you look at what Kyle Busch Motorsports trucks have done here over the years and the fact that Nick Sanchez has had fantastic speed, in particular at the mile and a halves. If he just gets the finish, I think he's got a shot to win. So I like Nick Sanchez at 25-1. And going back to this basic speed kills argument, Grant Enfinger had a lightning fast truck at Kansas. Similar to Ben Rhodes, GMS, which is the team that Grant Enfinger drives for, has not had great mile and a half speed ever since guys like Sheldon Creed and Zane Smith left the program at the end of 2021. They have it. They found something at Kansas because Roger Carruth also had a lightning fast race truck, I should say. Go to Nashville Super Speedway, which is somewhat similar to a mile and a half. Nothing like Pocono, but speed, raw speed is very important at a track like Nashville. Roger Carruth had a top 5 truck before having a fuel pressure problem or oil pressure problem, whatever. He didn't finish the race, or if he did, he was like 100 laps down. But he had a top 3 truck until he had problems. I like Grant Enfinger over on BetMGM at 35-1. So if I'm talking 3 guys right off the bat here looking at this truck race, look, I know it's stacked. People are talking about Corey Heim. You got to think about Zane Smith. Christopher Bell's in this race in a Hattori truck. I don't know what to think about that just yet because that Hattori truck, that program has not been as good as it used to be. You want to blame Tyler Ankrum? Fine. But Christopher Bell ran North Wilkesboro and did not have the speed that several of the full-time guys had and the speed that Larson had. So, totally different track, of course. No correlation at all whatsoever. But I'm a little worried about that being a part-time truck hopping in and not having as much raw speed as some of these other guys. So when you consider these guys that are cherry picking, as everybody says, the term that Kyle Busch basically started, it gives you an opportunity to find some value on these other guys, on some of these truck regulars that have been front runners. Ben Rhodes has won this year. He's been a front runner all year long. Grant Enfinger has won twice this year. He's been a front runner throughout most of the season. 50-1 for Rhodes, 35-1 for Enfinger, and then 25-1 for Nick Sanchez, who has been a pretty damn fast rookie. Just has got to get the finishes. And I think Pocono, a place where he actually ran well in the ARCA series. I mean, you can say whatever you want about ARCA. Does it matter that much? I don't know. But important to note that it is not his first time at Pocono, right? He's been here before twice in an ARCA car. So Nick Sanchez, I think at 25-1 is a good play, which I told you that was available on Barstool Sportsbook. That price is also available over on BetMGM. Last night it was 20-1. So we've seen some pretty wild movement in just about everything. I'll be honest, my brain is like fucking fried from all the line movement and all the craziness I've seen. Had to get these parlays in before SRX started. And where are we at right now? About to be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Those are my 3 guys. And if you want to dabble into the top 3, the top 5, head over to Caesars for a top 3. Ben Rhodes 10-1 for a top 3. Love that. Head over to Barstool. Grant Enfinger is 8-1 for a top 3. So I love those prices. And you want to throw Nick Sanchez in there, 6-1 for a top 3. So those are my 3 guys. Talked about them a lot. If you want 3 guys to lean on heading into the weekend and still give yourself some wiggle room on some other outright, some other matchups, take these 3 guys where you don't have to bet a lot, and those lines could be gone by the time we practice and qualify in the Craftsman Truck Series. So Sanchez, Rhodes, Enfinger, love them. Book them. All right. I hadn't talked to the chat a lot yet. I don't know what's going on, but on my end, it keeps saying that you guys are like getting disconnected. I don't even know how that's possible. Drake says, would you ladder Rhodes? Am I crazy for not knowing what the term ladder means? Shake these. Good to see you. Dolan, Andrew B. Can we put Bell in prison for 401k theft? Remember, it has to affect me, Andrew. This is about me. This is only about me. Well, most of the time it's about me. Remember, Dalescenter is essentially a communist nation. And I've preached that for a while now. So, no, unless Christopher Bell pisses me the fuck off, I will not put him in prison. But that is a bummer how that race went at New Hampshire. Pit crew absolutely killed him, and then Bell overdrove it and finished it off. K. Gavin, good to see you. Matt Jones, Charles, Scott, the Broccoli Wad Master. Good to see you guys again. I hope you're having a good time. If you like what you see, if I help you win money somehow, some way, give a like and subscribe here on YouTube. I would love you forever if you continue to do that. Drop a like, drop a subscription. I think you're going to like what you're going to see. And I think we're going to have a very profitable weekend, as we've had 2 profitable weekends in a row in motorsports betting. Can't ask for anything more. It hadn't been pretty, hadn't been beautiful, but profit is profit, and we move on. Could be Dirty Mo Media with that Chop guy losing 194 units in a year, or in one race, and still claiming to be up on the year. So it can always be worse. Hadn't been our best year, but we're moving in the right direction. What's up, Taco Todd? Good to see you too, my dude. A lot of familiar faces back in. Remember, we're putting 6-leg parlays together this weekend, guys. 6-leggers. You've still got about an hour to get your 6-leg parlay. And if you don't want to do SRX, if you're not able to do SRX, 5-leg parlays are available between F1, aka Netflix Racing, IndyCar, Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. Give me a 5-legger. Give me your favorite parlays of the weekend any time of the show, and we're going to vote on them at the end and pick one to be the Dalescenter Community Parlay of this phenomenal motorsports betting weekend. Let's move on to Xfinity. Like I said, Trucks is where I'm going to feel the best about heading into practice and qualifying, right? Xfinity is kind of tough, man. Xfinity's tough because you got Chase Elliott racing, and not only do the books obsess over him and think that he's going to win, I kind of also think he's going to win. Which, you know, Kyle Busch this year and in 2022 has proven to be vulnerable in the fact that he can be beaten by the truck regulars. So, a little bit different. Like, I feel more confident betting on some underdogs and trucks because they've beaten Kyle Busch before. I mean, Grant Enfinger had a way faster, way better race truck at Kansas than Kyle Busch. People forget, Kyle Busch was in that race and got beat straight up by Grant Enfinger. He's been beat by Zane Smith this year as well. So there's some vulnerability on the truck side, more of a toss-up. Xfinity, I'm not so confident about with Chase Elliott in that race, with Daniel Suarez in that race as well. That's the big wild card because if you want value for a Cup guy, you can get Daniel Suarez around 13-1, 14-1 on several sports books, driving the All-Star car at Colleague Racing. So Pocono has been a pretty good track for Daniel Suarez during the Cup Series. So don't hate it. I don't hate it. But everything else, I'm real hesitant. There's one play that I would say, I'll say 2 plays. I hadn't looked at matchups yet, and when Roto Doc said that he put Sheldon Creed over Corey Heim in that parlay, love that. Problem is, I don't want to bet minus 150 on Sheldon Creed because his ability to overdrive the race car and lose your money just like that. You know I love Sheldon. I think he's a phenomenal race car driver. But we've seen it time and time again, man. Sheldon pushes and gets himself in compromisable situations. That's a tough way to lose a matchup if it happens that way. So I would not bet Sheldon Creed over Heim straight up, but I certainly would put it in a parlay. I think that's the best advice I can give on that matchup. Agreeing with Roto Doc. Same thing he did. He put it in a parlay. But the other thing that sticks out to me that I like is a Cole Custer top 5 at plus money. When Cole Custer was full-time in this series back in 2018, 2019, he was a 1.5 or 2-miler juggernaut. He won at Fontana. He won at Pocono. He won again at Fontana last year. And in 2023, probably had the best car at Fontana. And then when a caution came out, he took tires, got caught up in somebody else's mess when he had to go to the back, and he crashed. But remember, Cole Custer at Fontana earlier this year led like 50 laps early in that race and probably had the best car if he doesn't get wrecked. I think Cole's feeling real confident right now. I know him and Sheldon got together and crashed on that last lap in New Hampshire, but Cole Custer's had a good season, and I think that will continue here at Pocono. I really like that top 5 play at plus money for Cole Custer. Anything else in Xfinity, I just want to know what you guys think because there's simply just nothing that sticks out to me. And as I said, you got Chase Elliott, who I think in that number 17 Junior Motorsports satellite car, a.k.a. a Hendrick car in the Xfinity Series, I think he's going to win. I think he's probably going to blow everybody away. But I think there will be opportunity at some point. You just got to hope that Chase Elliott doesn't qualify well. If Chase Elliott doesn't qualify well, makes me feel a little more confident to get a better line, maybe 4-1 or 5-1. Nemechek's been great at qualifying. Maybe he goes out and gets the pole. Chandler Smith has been great at qualifying. Maybe if there's a couple guys I would look at before we get some track time for the Xfinity Series race, I'm looking at Chandler Smith and I'm looking at Sam Mayer. We've seen Sam Mayer in this one car. If he doesn't make mistakes, which happens a lot, I know. But you can get him at 28-1 in a Junior Motorsports car. I think they're going to have really good speed. Sam Mayer's had good speed on 1.5 miles if he doesn't fuck up. He's made so many mistakes. You got to think at some point he's going to flip that switch and he's going to come out here and win one of these races. So I think Sam Mayer, keep an eye on. Maybe some top 5 action if you can find it at a good plus money line. Take Sam Mayer. And Chandler Smith, who I just mentioned, has been great at qualifying all year and has really surprised us. Don't forget, Chandler Smith won the truck race at Pocono last year. Chandler Smith should have won the mile-and-a-half race at Vegas earlier this year. Chandler Smith won at the truck race at Richmond last year and then came to Xfinity and won at Richmond this year. I don't know. I'm just kind of putting a bunch of random puzzle pieces together here. AJ Allmendinger ran 4th in this race last year. I think his car is going to be strong. It seems like that 16 car, even with AJ behind the wheel, before Chandler hopped in at the beginning of 2023, has been the best Kaulig car on this track type. So Chandler Smith, 16-1, 18-1, 20-1, I think is a good bet if you can find it. I'm going to check BetMGM here to make sure there's not a better price on C. Smith. Actually, even worse. 12-1 on BetMGM. 17-1 on Barstool is the best line I see for Chandler. So there's 2 underdog guys I'm looking at. I'm looking at the kiddos of Chandler Smith and Sam Mayer heading into the weekend. But just keep an eye on practice. Keep an eye on qualifying. Keep an eye on FanDuel. If during practice, during qualifying, FanDuel sometimes will leave their odds up. If you join the Discord, we call it the Secret Blue Book. And people will ping everybody. If practice and qualifying starts, you get to actually see some track time. And FanDuel might leave lines up on the board. So keep an eye on that as well. But nothing crazy. No big unit plays on Xfinity until I see some track time this weekend. Oh, baby. I see some parlays in the chat. This is going to be good. Going to be good stuff. All right. Moving on to the Cup Series. Like I said earlier, no chase for the Cup this weekend. Garage Guy is not feeling super confident about a lot on the board, and I feel the same way. I got 2 bets. Chase has 1. He's got Larson plus 750, a guy that has a phenomenal Pocono resume. Should have won here in 2021 before he blew a tire on the final lap heading into turn 3. But Kyle Larson's been excellent here. He's had speed at just about every track we've gone to in 2023. I think he is a threat. And I think because the books are obsessing with Toyota, because of their performance in New Hampshire, because of what Martin Truex has done, because that Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch finished 1-2 in this race last year before being disqualified, the books are going to salivate over Toyota. And it gives us a good opportunity to get Larson at a line that you typically wouldn't get him at other than like a super speedway, like a Daytona, a Talladega, or an Atlanta. So I do like that plus 750, plus 800 line if it's still available. I'll check right now. I haven't bet it. I'm willing to wait because I'm just... It is available on Barstool. Just checked. I'm going to check Caesars and see what he is there as well. But I don't think you can go wrong getting Larson early while the books are obsessing over Toyota. But I'm going to keep it pretty light here as well before we get into practice and qualifying. Because we only come here once a year, right? Like, we have such a bigger sample size for a lot of other tracks like Phoenix, like Richmond, like Vegas, Charlotte, Kansas. Or maybe not Charlotte, but all these other tracks we went to twice in 2022. So you come back and you're like, okay, I've got 2 races to look at. Looking at Pocono, you've got 1 race to look at in the Gen 7 era. And the 2 best cars were illegal. So, I mean, I think it's crazy to go real deep on a lot of Cup bets before you get into it because Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin had the best 2 cars, finished first and second, and they both were DQ'd. And I think it was something that definitely helped their race cars handle. So, you know, I think you got to keep it light heading into the Cup race. I got 2 guys that I'm on. Ryan Blaney, 12-1, Barstool Sportsbook. I talked about this on the Garage Guys NASCAR podcast on Monday. I think the Fords, especially Blaney, found something at Charlotte. The whole conversation leading into that race was, how is Ford this bad? Why is Ford so fucking terrible? Why do they have no speed on this track type? And then Ryan Blaney went out there and spanked everybody. And this is the track where Ryan Blaney got his first win back in 2017 with the Wood brothers out-dueling Kevin Harvick in a classic. And it's been a good track for him over the years. Not last year. He was running well, and I think he crashed. But Ryan Blaney at 12-1 I think is a good bet. this is a guy that could come out here and win the pole. And if he wins the pole, you're not going to see 12-1 anymore. You're going to see 8-1, 7-1. So I think Blaney for around a half unit is a good opening bet. And then I'm going to go with Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain, who won Nashville Superspeedway, was super fast at Fontana, where he got passed by Kyle Busch with like 30 or 40 to go. Had the second best race car, I think, throughout that race. Has had good mile-and-a-half speed most of the season and was really fast here in 2022 before getting wrecked by Denny Hamlin. So if you can find Ross Chastain, I got 11-1. I think you can get 10-1, 11-1. I think is worth it, just like with Blaney for a half unit. I'm trying to find here. I'm checking BetMGM right now. 10-1 on BetMGM. 10-1 on Barstool. That has moved. And plus 950 on Caesars. So you're looking at 10-1. Maybe check DraftKings. I don't have DraftKings open right now, but on 11-1, 12-1, anywhere from 10-1 to 12-1 for Ross Chastain, I think is a good value bet heading into the weekend. And not just because of last year. Even with Ganassi, Ross Chastain had a really, really fast race car, had a good run going before he ran into problems. This is a good Ross Chastain track. In the Xfinity Series, when he was full-time with Colleague, almost won this race, I believe in 2020. Had a good showdown with somebody for the win, and I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Justin Allgaier or a Toyota guy, but this has been a good track for Ross Chastain. And I talked earlier in the program, he won here in the Truck Series in 2019 driving for Nice Motorsports. So Chastain, Blaney, my only two guys heading into this weekend. I want to see track time before I make any more big decisions on who I'm going to bet on. All right. What are we on next? Let's do the Wall of Dale draft. As you see, it's not the Tanhart Triple Crown this weekend. It is the Tanhart Motorsports Mega Double Triple Crown Parlay. I've got two 6-leg parlays on the screen, and the only difference in the two is the SRX race. In one parlay, I got Priest winning, and the other parlay, I got Newman winning. Locked him in on Caesars Sportsbook. You see it flowing on the bottom of your screen. I've had some requests trying to put Christopher Bell in prison. You're welcome to give me your requests on who you want to see on the bad side of the wall versus the good side. But I'm going to do the Wall of Dale draft real quick as you see what's happening on your screen with my parlay that I locked in over on Caesars. And keep the parlays coming. Keep the parlays coming. Actually, real quick, I promise you guys 45 minutes. I would send the unit allocations in the Garage Guys Discord. So here we go. I'm sending them right now. If you missed the SRX bets, hit the link below into the Garage Guys Discord, and you will find the SRX bets, my SRX betting card, in the SRX Racing channel. So here you go. Boom. There's been some crazy line movement. Just posted in the channel. So check those out. If you don't want to go read them, you want to hear what I had to say about it, just rewind the program and watch the first 20 minutes of the episode, and you'll see what I had to say about my SRX picks. But let's do the Wall of Dale draft. I've got everybody organized here. Last week was kind of hit or miss on who we took. Kyle Busch was the number one fade play of Dalescenter. It was 100% spot on. The other fade play was Chris Buescher. What did Chris finish, like 14th? Problem is he beat Ryan Preece, who I was really high on. So that sucks. That sucked. Trying to find some guys here. Who do I like? I talked on the podcast on Monday night, a few guys I like. I've retired from qualifying betting for 2 weeks, but now I'm back. I will be betting on qualifying this weekend, and I'm going to fucking win. I'm willing to personally guarantee that I will win qualifying bets this weekend. I'll be sure to drop those for you guys. And it's going to start with Tyler Reddick. You give me 10-1, 12-1 for Reddick to win the pole, I'm on it. And like Roto Doc, I like Reddick as an outright. I haven't bet it, but I've been looking at it and I've been thinking about it. And I think could be a good early lean if you want somebody middle of the pack at a good price that you don't have to put a lot of money on 45 has been really good on the mile and a halves. As of recent, honestly, he's had speed just about everywhere as of recent. Was kind of a struggle at the beginning of the season, but ever since he won at COTA, this team and him and Bubba Wallace both have slowly but steadily been figuring this shit out. So I really like Tyler Reddick, good friend of the program. I'm going to put him up on the doing it for Dale side because I have good feelings and thoughts about what Tyler Reddick's going to do this weekend. About destroyed my steering wheel. And don't forget, as Dalescenter protocol, Austin Cindric is permanently dead to Dale. Daniel Hemrick is in prison. Ross Chastain is if Dale Earnhardt and Brad Keselowski had a baby. And that's all we got on the board so far. Who else do we want to put? I talked about him. He's one of the few guys I'm betting on early in the program. Remember, guys, as I'm doing this, send your parlays in. We're going to vote for my favorite 3. The top voted parlay will be the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the weekend. I'm putting Ryan Blaney up there with Tyler Reddick for reasons stated earlier. 12-1 right now. Remember, overall, we're going to keep it light. I'm gonna pick a truck guy. We got to pick somebody in trucks to go up on the wall of Dale. I'm really not in the mood to fade anybody. I think I'm missing some pictures. It's fine. What do we have here? Shout out Timmy Hill. GOAT. Timmy Hill. Timmy Hill's a GOAT. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Feel like he doesn't get enough Dalescenter praise. Dude, I swear I'm missing like half the fucking field. Where are my drivers? All right, fine. Here you go. I'm going to put this kid up here. Let's put him on the wall. And someone mentioned this guy in the chat. I have a good feeling about this dude too. 2 junior motorsports guys, and neither one of them are Justin Allgaier, who is a good friend of the show, but I'm not going to be heavy on him at this point. Let's go with Josh Berry. I think Josh Berry's going to have a good weekend. He's been good here at Pocono in his couple starts. And then a guy I talked about earlier, if you don't make mistakes, Sam, you're going to have a shot to win this race. No mistakes for Sam Mayer. I like both these guys. I think they're both going to have really good race cars. Sam Mayer, Josh Berry. Okay, we got to fade one person, right? We got to put somebody up there with Austin Cindric. I just don't know who it's going to be. Who are we going to fade? Are there any matchups that stick out to you guys that's like immediate hammer time? Like, I like the Sheldon Creed over Corey Heim, but as I said, Sheldon is just too turbulent to bet on in a head-to-head matchup. Even though I think he'll win that matchup over Corey Heim, I'm just a little worried. I'm going to leave the wall there. We're going to keep the wall short just to kind of reiterate our commitment to not go too heavy before we get into the weekend. I'm going to fade one guy. It worked last week. Let's fucking do it again. Kyle Busch is plus 150 to win the truck race. The only situation I think I'm going to bet Kyle Busch is if he's starting dead last or in a live bet if he has a pit road penalty. Let's go with it. Let's go with the fade Kyle Busch before practice qualifying again, just like we did. And it worked last week. I'm a big superstition guy. Let's ride the mojo here. Let's fucking fade Kyle Busch in the truck series. Now, look, not Cup. I like Kyle Busch in Cup. If you listen to the pod on Monday night or Tuesday, I think Kyle Busch is going to be one of the top dogs in winning this race. Has one of the best Pocono resumes out there. Kyle Busch is going to be good in that number 8 car that's had phenomenal speed in just about anything except the short track package. Remember, this is technically an intermediate. No short track package, no weakness. He's going to be good in Cup, but we're going to fade the fuck out of him in trucks, and I think it's going to work. Sorry, Kyle. All right. Dalescenter Sports God of the Week features a new face. New sports god, and you're not going to see this one coming, but you might. You might be able to guess it based off of news today. This guy has taken, I think, quite a risk, actually, in his decisions for his Cup career in 2024, and that is Mr. Justin Haley. Look, Justin Haley, very synonymous with college racing, half-decade with this program, from Xfinity to Cup. Justin Haley is moving to Rick Ware Racing in 2024. A lot of people on Twitter are like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't feel that way at all. Because RFK announced in this announcement, in this mutual deal, that they will be funding Rick Ware Racing's program. And to me, that is a step up from what Stewart-Haas Racing has done this year when it comes to just bringing raw speed and good race cars to the track. Brad Kay and Chris Buescher are 2 of the top 3 in points right now who haven't won a race. And both of them have huge cushions where they're probably locked into the playoffs unless a bunch of different guys win. These guys have been very consistent, have had good speed on a variety of different racetracks, and now they're basically adding a third car to their fleet as a satellite in Rick Ware Racing. Justin Haley making a big move, a move that a lot of people are like scratching their heads. What the fuck is he doing? I think with this move, I think Justin Haley could be a serious contender next year if this car is as good as the RFK cars. Or even if it's close, I think he'll be in a better spot than where he is right now with Kaulig Racing. And this could make him a menace at the super speedways, in my opinion. Fast forwards, we've seen a lot of guys, even in Rick Ware cars, like David Reagan, run up front at Daytona, Talladega. Fast forwards, now you put Justin Haley in one, a guy that's a great super speedway racer. Watch the fuck out. Justin Haley, with the news today, is the Dalescenter Sports God of the Week. All right. Parlay time, baby. It is parlay time. I need to know who is going to give me the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the Week. Who's it going to be? I'm going to start reading them out. We're going to do a poll. Remember, I'm going to pick my 3 favorite parlays, and we're going to do a poll. And the highest voted poll, or the highest voted parlay in the poll, will be chosen as the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the Week. And if it hits, it will be named after you for the rest of 2023. Still have had nobody hit a parlay in the community. I can't believe it. Okay. Where do we start here? All right, I think Drake Capel posted the first one. Whew. All right, let me take a swig here. I'm going to be talking even more than I already have. Fuck. Drake Capel. Oh, wait, he was saying laddering positionals for roads. Top 5, top 3 winner. Oh, I see. Okay. Drake, that's a good question. Yes, because top 5s plus 500. I had considered putting a unit just on that bet alone. And then you put a half unit on the top 3 and not even a quarter unit on the to win. You get 50 to 1. Put a tenth of a unit. So, yes, to answer your question, Drake, if you're still here, absolutely. All right, Sammy with the first parlay. Nemechek winner, Barry top 3. Okay. Dolan, I appreciate that comment. Nice. That Dolan stuff, man. I used to think those memes were hilarious. I know they don't really do them anymore. The Dolan, the Spoder, man. I used to think that shit was so funny. Appreciate you, Dolan. Scott, good to see you, man. Good to see you. I know I'm saying hey late, but it's a packed program, okay? We got to keep business as business and roll through this motherfucker, or we'll get stuck here and we'll miss the SRX race. But thank you for being here. Good to see you. Son of Smoke says Hill top 5. Gut play, huh? Okay, Shake These has a Rhodes top 3, a Herbst top 3, a Gragson top 10, and a Ferrucci top 3. Is that $1 wins $66,000? Is that that's insane. Shake These, I love it. I don't like Herbst this weekend. Gragson and Legacy Motor Club are getting Dodge Durangos for race cars because Chevy hates them. So I don't like that one either. Cody D, what's up? Yep, Josh Berry finished solid both times. Both times he raced here. That was a comment that I saw. You helped persuade me, Cody. I appreciate you. I was thinking the same thing when I was looking at data. So I like Josh Berry. All right, Sammy has Ben Rhodes winner, Austin Hill winner, Ross Chastain winner on DraftKings. A $100 bet would win $560,000 motherfucking dollars. I love that. Love that. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Sammy with another one. Larson winner, Byron top 3, Chastain top 5. That's a good parlay. Tell me the lines on that one, man. Tell me the lines. Shake These has another YOLO style parlay. Friesen Hill Busher, a $1 bet wins $52,000. God damn, son. I don't know. All right, Scott has Blaney top 5, Suarez top 5, and Xfinity. Heim top 5, Herta top 5, Verstappen win. Man, that's a good one. Like, Daniel Suarez must be able to get a top 5 in this 10 car, right? Wouldn't you say? It's crazy, but that's really the only thing that scares me with that one. All right. We're crafting up the poll right now. Let's go ahead and get that one. That's going to be one of the 3. I really like that parlay, Scott. That's going to be one of the 3. A Blaney top 5, a Suarez top 5, a Corey Heim top 5, a Herta top 5, and a Verstappen win plus 4,000, plus 4,100, essentially 41 to 1. Let's get that one in the poll. So Scott with the first one. Blaney top 5, Suarez top 5, Heim top 5, Herta top 5, Verstappen win. That's a hexa parlay, right? A hexa legger. Isn't that right? Isn't hexa 5? Yeah, I think so. Okay, Shake These has Gilliland top 5. Some more shit, crazy stuff happening with the books. Shake These has Gilliland top 5, Earnhardt top 3, Friesen outright. Oh my god, dude. Shake, what are we doing right now? This parlay, you put 10 cents on it and it hits, you win $217,000. My god. Okay. So we have one. We have one. Son of Smoke has Max wins Netflix, Newgarden top 3, Zane over Bell. I saw that. This must be, yep, Caesars. Heim over Hocevar and Trucks. Elliott to win Xfinity, Bubba top 10. 48 to 1. Doesn't that seem like way too expensive for all those things to happen? That should be like an 80 to 1. I guess Newgarden top 3 is juiced. We know Max winning Netflix is juiced. And then you got the matchups. Okay, I'm not going to put it on there yet, but it's in my mind. We're not putting that one up yet, but it's close. All right, B-Dog has Stewart over Kez, Andretti over Labonte, my 2 favorite plays tonight. KFB Trucks outright, Chase Elliott outright, plus 2,500 on Caesars. Then you add a 33% boost. Ooh. Interesting. Not going to put it up yet, but I don't hate it. For me, I think B-Dog, I've got so much already on the line with Stewart and Andretti in these matchups. I don't know if I want to add them in a parlay because I've got my 401k on them straight up, and I've already parlayed them. Nick Macbeth has Reddick top 10, Rhodes top 5, Mayer top 5 on Caesars, 44-1. Dude, that is a good fucking parlay. Get that up on the board right now. Nick Macbeth, Reddick top 10, Rhodes top 5, Mayer top 5. The one that could kill us here is Sam Mayer. But I like the energy. If he doesn't make a mistake, definitely could have top 5 speed. Reddick top 10, Rhodes top 5, Mayer top 5. Let's get that one on the board. Nick Macbeth. That's going to be the second one. Love that parlay. Son of Smoke has Willpower top 5, in IndyCar. A Max win. Hill top 5 in Xfinity. Dinger over 83. Suarez over Gibbs, 27-1. I don't like Suarez in matchups in Cup. He's a guy that can't finish a lot of the time. Also, too, you just never know with strategy because Ty Gibbs is at that point where they might be real aggressive with strategy and could get a better finish. That's the thing. They could get a better or worse finish because they're aggressive on strategy. And we've seen Pocono be a fuel mileage race before. That definitely could happen. So I'm going to pass on that one. All right, Son of Smoke again. Priest SRX, Newgarden top 3, Max W, Infinger top 5, Elliott Xfinity win, Bubba top 10. Oh my God, $100 bet wins $23,000. Whew. All right, let's do 4. How about we do 4 parlays in this poll? Let's do that one too, because I like Sammy's as well. I like that one. Priest SRX, Newgarden top 3, Max win, Infinger top 5, Elliott win, Bubba top 10. Let's put that one on the board for sure. And we're going to add one more spot, I think. Larson winner, Byron top 3, Chastain top 5. Wait, Sammy, hold on. You can't parlay those because that's all the same series. Byron's not racing Xfinity or trucks. Neither is Larson. I don't think that's a parlayable deal. Chastain's in trucks, but Larson and Byron aren't racing anything else. All right, let's leave it there. Let's do that poll. So we have 3 guys here for the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the weekend. It's either going to be Son of Smoke with Priest SRX, Newgarden top 3, Max W, Infinger top 5, Elliott Xfinity win, Bubba top 10, a Big 5 hexa-legger. Sammy, there ain't no way DraftKings allows that. Can anybody verify that for me? Sammy's saying that you can do a multi-race leg parlay with Larson to win, Byron top 3, Chastain top 5. Is that a special? Dude, there's no way that's allowed. I'm sorry. There's just no way. There's no fucking way you can do that. There's no way. Okay, so Son of Smoke's parlay. Priest SRX, Newgarden top 3. Verstappen win. Infinger top 5. Elliott to win and a Bubba top 10. Then we got Nick's parlay. Nick Macbeth, which is a 3-legger. And that's going to be... Where is that at? I'm trying to look for it. A Reddick top 10 in a Cup. A Rhodes top 5 in trucks. And a Mayer top 5 in Xfinity. 44-1. And then you have Scott's parlay. A Blaney top 5 in Cup. A Suarez top 5 in Xfinity. A Heim top 5 in trucks. A Herta top 5 in IndyCar. And a Max Verstappen win in the Netflix Grand Prix. Everybody cast your votes. Get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. DraftKings does allow it? Are you fucking serious? Dude, that is crazy. Hold on. I have not heard this, dude. It's okay. Son of Smoke says it's state specific. Not in Iowa, at least. Okay, Charles is in Indiana. He says, I fucking hate the state-by-state stuff, man. Drives me crazy, dude. The state-by-state stuff drives me through the roof. Oh my God, you're right, dude. I'm doing it right now. No, it says, nope, okay. So mine is DraftKings Louisiana, and I just did a random one. It says picks cannot be parlayed. And that's Louisiana right there. That's insane, dude. That is insane. Okay. All right, everybody get your votes in. Get your votes in on your favorite parlay. I'm going to vote too. Get your votes in. Favorite parlays, ladies and gentlemen. Favorite parlays. And real quick, Scott, Nick, and Son of Smoke, could you send your parlays one more time? Just go copy and paste them. Send them one more time, just so the chat knows. Scott Bryn, Nick Macbeth, and Son of Smoke, all three have a parlay. If you could resend them one more time, I'd appreciate it. Let everybody vote and get your favorite parlay. I'm cutting off the vote at 7:45 Central Time. So 8:45 Eastern Time. You got about 6 minutes. And while this happens, while they resend the parlays that are contending to be the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the weekend, just tell me anything else you like this weekend. Give me something else. Give me a bet. Just give me something. Because, like I said, other than the couple parlays, the big parlay energy, how heavy I've gone in on SRX tonight, keeping it pretty chill on NASCAR heading into the weekend. Pocono's kind of a wait-and-see track for me. It's letting me do a winner and top 3 or top 5. Let's see. Oh my God, it's letting me do it too. Holy shit. That is so crazy, dude. I'm telling you, dude, this is something that has close potential to the top 10 parlay thing that FanDuel did. Not going to be that crazy. But dude, this has potential to be close on somebody hitting a really, really big one. Don't forget to vote for the parlay. You see the poll there in the chat. If Scott, I wish I could pin messages on here. If Scott, Son of Smoke, and Nick Macbeth could resend their parlays one more time. All right, let me try this. On DraftKings, I'm going to pick a Blaney win. How about this? What about okay, it did let me do a top 3 and a top 5. Okay, I was wrong. I don't know what I typed in earlier, but it is letting me. It's letting me do a winner, a top 3, and a top 5 parlay together. This has got to be fucking breaking news, at least over the past week, dude. I cannot believe they allow this, which is great. Fantastic, man. Thank you guys for resending your parlays. Remember, guys, vote for your favorite parlay of the weekend. See them right there. Scott, Nick Macbeth, and Son of Smoke. They've all resent them. Dude, that is crazy. That is so crazy. Can I do 2 top 3s? Nope, can't do 2 top 3s. Okay. Give me a Reddick top 3 and... He's a good sneaky top 5 guy. I think Alex Bowman is a sneaky top 5 guy this weekend. Or Suarez. Okay, let's do a Reddick top 3 and a Suarez top 5. 21-1. Dude, that is so crazy. Thank you, Sammy, for pointing that out, dude. I had no idea. And look, maybe you guys have mentioned this in the Discord. I don't know. But that's crazy, man. That's good. That's good news. Good news. All right. 3 minutes, and we're closing the poll, and we're wrapping it up here. Remember, on this edition of Dalescenter, no top plays because kind of feeling it out. Going to get some track time, and then we're going to make some top plays that you can find following me on Twitter, Instagram, or in the Garage Guys Discord. This is a very big parlay-themed episode because you have endless opportunities this weekend. I'm just gnawing. After this SRX race, or either early in the AM, you might be able to find me in the casinos down here on Biloxi. Pretty good chance. Look, guys, I'm seeing 38 people in the chat right now. We only have 17 votes. Vote. You see the poll. Vote it. Vote on it. Vote for your favorite parlay. Nick, Scott, and Son of Smoke all posted one. You can scroll up and you see all three of them, what they are. Give me your favorite parlay of the three to be the Dalescenter Community Parlay of the weekend. I need this. I need this. I want the votes. I have no idea who's winning. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. DraftKings will kill this for sure. Chris, you might be right, man. But we got to take advantage of it while we can, dude. Almirola, hate aside top 10 at plus 400. Not crazy. Okay. Okay. Not bad. I see those chicken wings and beer working. The fuck are you talking about? I'll take it as a compliment, even if you meant it as an insult. You may not be talking about me, but I have a feeling you are, because I love Hooters. All right, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the poll. Who's the winner? And the winner for the Dalescenter Community Parlay, Nick Macbeth. 3-legger. Nick, good luck. And look, I'm going to be watching all three of these. I'm going to be watching all three of them throughout the weekend. I really like all three of these. Son of Smoke, good, frisky 5-legger. A $100 bet would win 23 grand. Scott Brand, another 5-legger. More conservative, but efficient. Really feels like you'd have to have something go wrong on Scott's to lose. And then Nick Macbeth. Nick Macbeth, this parlay, I mean, immediately made me frisky as a motherfucker. Rhodes top 5 in trucks, Sam Mayer top 5 in Xfinity, and a Reddick top 10 in the Cup Series. 41 or 44 to 1. I think that's awesome value. Awesome value. So there you have it. You've been seeing the parlay that I'm riding with. Well, technically 2 parlays, just switching out Priest and Newman for the SRX race that starts in about 15 minutes. This has been a fantastic episode of Dalescenter. Everybody that's watched, everybody that's tuned in, if you like what you've seen, if you've enjoyed being a part of the chat in the community, and if I've helped you earn a profit at some point, during my degenerate 3.5, 4 years of NASCAR betting or betting on all motorsports, drop a like to this program and subscribe here on YouTube. It would mean the world, helps out the community all the time. Dropping a like, drop a sub. I appreciate you nonetheless. But this has been Dalescenter. It's been an awesome program. Remember, if you need the SRX bets, get to the Discord ASAP. One more time, get to the Discord, and you see them laid out there. I tagged everybody. Get your SRX bets in before it's too late, as the program starts with Thursday Night Thunder on ESPN in about 10 minutes. So with all this being said, enjoy the weekend. Go watch the SRX race tonight with Garage Guy Chase over on playback.tv/GarageGuys while he commentates it. Always a good time over on Playback. And I'm going to be having a hell of a time watching it myself, and I hope everybody has a profitable, fun weekend. It is a great time to be alive as a degenerate motorsports bettor, and I hope everybody makes some real fucking coin this weekend. Thank you guys. I love you all. Have a hell of a weekend.